Now to news coming in from Karnataka, where there seems to be a fresh face-off between the government and the governor as far as 60% of signages having to be in Kannada is concerned. We're now given to understand that the governor of the state has refused to give the assent on the decision that was put in place by the state government of having every commercial establishment put out a signage with at least 60% of its lettering in Kannada. Remember, there were a lot of protests that were also seen. The civic body in Bengaluru, the BBMP, had also put out a deadline for all signages of commercial establishments to be changed. But now we're given to understand that the governor has refused to give assent to this decision of the state government.
It is very unfortunate that the governor shouldn't have rejected. It is a state issue. It is the honor of Karnataka. It is an honor of Karnataka. I think I request the governor to reconsider the decision. There is no objection anywhere. It is a very progressive thought because the law which was earlier also existing. I request the honorable governor to reconsider it and give permission that we will pass it in the assembly. No doubt, we will pass it. For 10-15 days, I think it was not right to send it back to the government.
Ritu, my colleague, now joining us for more perspective on this. Ritu, we've heard the reaction coming in from the government on the governor rejecting this ordinance. But do we have any details on what grounds the rejection has come to the fore?
Well, you see, probably it is because the governor, in fact, might want to tell this out to his action that anyway there are 10 to 15 days when that the assembly will be taking place. So the bill can actually be passed in both the houses, and that's when it can be given a nod as well. So that might probably be one of the reasons is what we are in fact thinking on those lines. But however, you see, this hasn't gone down well with the Deputy CM Shivakumar, where he's openly come out and said that this is not right because this complete bill is going to be in favor of the state itself. It is for the state, and thus the governor shouldn't have rejected this at all at the first place. But however, there are 10 to 15 days of what Shivakumar is saying that this will be taken up in the assembly as well. But the governor should have considered it because there is not even a single objection at this point in time when we talk about this ordinance. But on the other hand, you see, there's also something that we try and understand the time. The period of this ordinance is going to be a 6 month that we do know, in fact, but that would be again one of the reasons as well why the governor would have thought that just in 15 days that the house will be taking place, it can be taken up in the houses and then it can be passed as complete. The amendment can be done to this particular law is what it's been seen at this point in time. But however, needs to be seen whether now with so much of pressure being mounted from the government side, whether the governor will consider this now.
Right, so the issue seems to be the ordinance route, not necessarily the move in itself. That's what we're getting a sense of from our sources within the governor's office. Of course, we'll have to know more coming in from the Raj Bhavan as far as why exactly the governor has decided to not give assent on this particular ordinance of the government. We've heard, Ritu, what the state government has said. Like you pointed out, pressure has been mounted by the government also on the governor. Now, last time around, when this decision was put in place, in the run-up to that, we had seen several protests that had taken place from pro-Hindu groups, from pro-Kannada activists. Those protests turned violent as well. Now that the governor has rejected this move by the government, can we expect more drama there?
Well, likely, you see, when the same question was asked to Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah, he is denied to answer at this point in time, but from some time now, probably he might react as well. What is going to be his say, that is also going to play a crucial role. Now, why? Because you see, this particular act has just taken place a day before that the Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah went to Raj Bhavan, met the governor, and the next day is when that we saw the governor rejecting this ordinance. So, what would be the reason? What were the kind of talks that with the Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah had it with the governor? That again is going to play a crucial role as well. So we'll have to wait for some more time to understand what exactly has transpired when it comes to the rejection of this ordinance.
Right, do stay on with us. BJP's Ashok Gowda joining us on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. The governor has sent the file back as far as 60% signages having to be in Kannada is concerned. The government there trying to mount pressure, especially as far as the ordinance route goes. What do you think seems to be the issue here?
The problem is, I think the government of Karnataka is not serious about passing the order on 60% Kannada and 40% the other language. So they have done technical mistakes in this. That is why governor has questioned it. That it's not about the objective is not the question here. The technicalities is the question. Probably the governor's office can well explain it. That's a different issue. But the kind of the politics which Karnataka Congress government is doing is definitely condemnable by the people of Karnataka, because constantly they are rising. What was the timeline given? Timeline given was 31st of January for everybody to relook into their boards. The BBMP had already passed the order, but Congress government in Karnataka is up to the diversion politics. Because I remember when in the month of December, when K. Narayan Gowda protested on this, it was only because to divert from the Shivanand Patil's issue. And constantly, even today, when when Mandya's Kergodu issue is burning, they want to divert it by Balkrishna saying that we will stop the guarantees for you if at all you don't vote for Congress. Meaning to say, the Congress government is not serious about the mistakes what they are doing and to rectify it, but they are only to impress some people and do diversion tactics.
Ashok Gowda, so you're trying to say that the issue in hand is not really the problem. The governor just does not. The governor just has a problem with the ordinance route. We're going to be seeing the assembly session also in a few days. Do you think that's the route that the state government should apply, get it passed in the assembly if they really want to show how serious they are about this?
Yes, absolutely. 12th February is assembly session in Karnataka. They have already planned it for budget on 16th. And in fact, we have requested them to postpone the budget for the 17th, because 16th there is an election of teachers constituency, MLC teachers constituency election in Karnataka. But forget about all those things. Why is government not serious about governance in Karnataka? Why is every time they are thinking that their MLAs are supreme and their guarantees are going to earn them the vote? But whereas the sixth guarantee, that is our Anganwadi workers, have not got their salary hike.
Sure.
And in fact, to be very honest, 71 promises have been made to people of Karnataka before coming to the power. They are thinking that they have just done the 5, and that too, we can speak about that. That's a different issue.
Sure. Yes, let's come back to the issue. Let's come back to the issue at hand, and that's really as far as the signages being in Kannada is concerned. Do stay on with us. Sanket Yanagi of the Congress also joining us on this broadcast. Sanket Yanagi, the government there saying that the governor should have accepted this ordinance route, should have not rejected it and sent it back. But what sense we're getting is the only reason why it's been rejected is because the government wanted to push through with an ordinance route. The assembly session is going to begin in a few days from now anyway, so why not just get it passed?
Firstly, we had made a poll promise that Kannada would be given importance in the state of Karnataka, and not only the signage but also Kannada imposition or Hindi imposition will not be tolerated. Kannada would be upgraded and it would be respected in the state of Karnataka, because it is a cultural language in the state of Karnataka. And the people have elected for that reason. And having we been elected for that reason, we are bound to do that. That's our promise, and we are fulfilling the promise made to the people. Now the stand taken by the government is to see that the ordinance is passed so that it could be taken further during the session, and it would be passed in the session. Because as such, it is the will of the people which wanted us to do that. It has prompted us to do that, in fact. And will and wish of the people, especially the Kannadigas in the state of Karnataka, must be honored, respected and gracefully accepted. The proposal or an ordinance to have the signage to an extent of 60% in Kannada is as per the will and wish of the people which we have pushed it forward. But the BJP, through the governor's office, has played again a policy or a scheme to see that it should not be done. They earlier tried to implement and impose Hindi in the state of Karnataka. They have failed. And they have exposed themselves as they are anti-Kannada, anti-Karnataka, anti-Kannada people, anti-Kannada culture. And this is again second exposure. They are trying to convey to the clear message to the Karnataka people that they are against Kannada, they are against Kannada language, they are against Kannada literature, they are against Kannada culture, and they are more so against Kannada culture and the Kannada people in the state of Karnataka. And this attitude and approach of the BJP through the governor's office, which unfortunately is governor's office in this case is operating or functioning as a BJP office, should not have played this politics, which is in other way be called as the cheap politics. will and wish of the people should be respected.
Sure.
But the governor has disregarded it. That's it.